Hello, everyone, my fellow manifestors and non-manifestors. Just wanting to share a little bit of insights or, streaming, whatever comes through. And the topic is about, how the open emotional center can cause us to be people pleasers and the deeper recognition that's come in the last few days around that. So what I'm becoming much more sensitive to when, honestly, it's really when I'm not following the small voice inside. I'm not listening to my heart, and I'm just with going along with what's happening, so not to upset anyone. And it's getting more and more painful to go against this small voice inside. What happened yesterday, I was in satsang with my teacher, David G, taken into a very deep space of beingness and this just basking in the joy of beingness and really finally feeling the sense of coming home, of what that means. Feeling the radiant, effervescent love of myself, and it's just so precious. So satsang ends, and I'm still very deeply inward. And as a true 6-2 manifester, the first thing I do is get up before everybody else gets up and starts talking and try to get it and try to leave. There was a woman that stopped me on my way out who needed to talk about some logistics, and everything in me was like, I don't want to be talking right now, and I could literally feel myself physically backing up from her. But because, there is a lack of ability to know quite how to communicate what is true, I just let her go. I just let her continue, and I engaged. And it's getting more painful. It's getting more like something inside. It's like, no, we can't do that anymore. So in talking to my friend this morning, who's also a current guide and teacher, recognizing and also seeing some post on the Manifestor forum about when a projector initiates with me and it feels invasive. And we all know that familiar feeling of being kind of swept into the energy of a generator or a projector and feeling like, that's not cool. And the response from the ego, the separate one, the conditioned one, the not self, is to say that, they're invading my space. But the real opportunity is to recognize that when that happens and there's a trigger inside and there's oh, how dare they, and or whatever it is, whatever response it is that puts you in separation with them, there's the gift. This is actually a gift that's cycling around for us to recognize where we are not being true to ourselves, where we are acting out of conditioning. So what I'm recognizing in the design of the manifestor, being in full power of my vehicle, I can't speak for anyone else, but in full power, it wouldn't be, I think a lot of the languaging and beliefs around being a manifestor are separating. They are separating. They are like, well, we're manifestors, we're different than everybody else. And so we need to learn how to teach other people to treat us differently. But the way that the dreamscape changes is actually by going within and meeting the pain and the contraction and the original wound around what caused us to feel separate in the first place. So the opportunity in yesterday's interaction is to see, okay, I heard my heart loud and clear, and it wasn't followed. And so this woman, rather than saying, how dare she initiate with me, and I could feel I could feel my aura just pushing her back. Wow, what a gift that was for her to come up with with that energy, for me to feel my truth. And so it's just coming into this power of recognizing it's not about like being aggressive or I'm a manifestor and you can't initiate with me. For me, it's learning how to express with kindness. And this is the difference between the manifestor that's hasn't done their work all the way and a manifestor that has. Because when you've done your work, you've come into your heart. So it's not about saying, I'm separate, I'm better, I'm different than you. It's saying your truth in that moment. And the truth in that moment was, I'm in a very quiet space and I really don't feel like engaging right now. Can we talk about this later? And even in that, I can feel the ingrained fear around upsetting the other, even in that way of expressing it kindly. Because the place where this conditioning came from, it was a survival tactic. It was a way for the little one that was like absolutely shattered by coming into this world that was like so disconnected and didn't see me and didn't understand me. And who knows what trauma I've been through, but there's certainly traumas that were carried into this lifetime. So we come in very open as little ones, and we are just, bombarded by dissonant energies, and the shock and the blow is so challenging. It's so shattering to what we came from, what we know, that these defensive mechanisms come up. And the defensive mechanism of the open ego center, or the open emotional center, is to make nice and play nice and avoid conflict and avoid truth. And so stepping through that deconditioning process takes a lot of courage. And I'm just honoring myself for, it's been 8 or 9 years and I'm still learning this way of listening, honoring, and speaking my truth. But the more that we do it, the more that I speak my truth, even though it might upset the other at first, the more I'm recognizing that honoring the truth of the heart. Okay, so in my design, it would be the spleen. Honoring the quiet voice of the spleen actually serves the highest good for all. And we cannot know with our minds how that looks, what that means. It can seem so chaotic and dissonant in the beginning, but over time we can see that actually it's serving everyone when we follow our authority. So just a word of perhaps some guidance if you're just starting this journey and you've learned that you're a manifestor, it's not about saying I'm a manifestor, which makes me different. Yeah, we're all unique, we're all different. And when someone approaches you, when there's a reaction, so the possibility is to decondition enough so there's absolutely no triggers, because we know that we're not the character, we are not the program. We are part of the program, and we are the watchers of the program. So when anyone triggers us and there's a reaction inside, that's a gift. That's the opportunity to go inside to find out what wants to be felt. And I guess I just want to mention, because I've come across this incredible person. He's a hypnotherapist, and I would say he's a shamanic hypnotherapist. And he's been where I've been working with him, and just have had these incredible breakthroughs on being able to feel the trigger. So whether it's fatigue in the body or a pain in the heart or headache, he helps me tune in to that place in the body to ask the little one. And this is the pure grace and beauty of what his work is. So we need to form this relationship with this conditioned little one. So the little one is conditioned because it's been survival, because it's been the way that we've learned how to be. And the awakening journey is about returning to receive all of the shattered pieces of our ego, all of the conditioned pieces of ourself. And when we can dialogue with our little one, our subconscious, and let it know that it's safe, and realize we are the love that this little one has been waiting for and looking for lifetimes. I'm just coming into this like, wow, how incredible is this? So you rest in the awareness, your heart gets broken and you decondition and you burn and burn, and then we can start to feel that the space that is untouched by anything that happens in the program is who we are. And it starts to come alive more and more, and there's this radiance and this, in the openings we can feel that it's self-generating love and joy, and this just gets bigger and bigger, and it gets more and more inviting and more feeling like home. And so we can recognize that we are this space. And whether or not you feel the love or the joy or the peace, it's just about returning to this space that is neutral. It can be just neutral at first. And this space is who we are, and this is what is going to receive the little one, the fractured parts of ourselves, the conditioning, everything where we turn away from ourselves and we feel the pain of that. This is the space that can receive that pain. So what Randy has taught me is to stop, to tune in, and to literally speak to myself as the little one. Oh, sweetheart, what are you feeling? And, it could be sadness. And then come on in, sadness. Come on in. I am so happy you're here. Thank you for revealing yourself. It's such an honor to be with you now. And then, the tears come and the sadness comes. And, you're creating a safe space for this subconscious, this energy to release. And then there's a possibility, and I'm still learning this, about being the parent and learning how to reparent the fractured one that has been misunderstood and rejected and pushed away. So now she's here, and she's being allowed to feel her feelings that she wasn't as a child. And then, there's this chance, like the situation yesterday. Oh, sweetheart, yes, it feels, there's fear around speaking your truth. And that is totally fine. And yes, in the past, speaking our truth caused all kinds of problems. Our tongue was cut out in another lifetime. We got the anger generated towards us for speaking our truth. Like, we have dealt with a lot for speaking our truth. And not anyone who went through what you went through would be feeling the same way. I am so happy you're here. Thank you. But guess what? We're safe now. And speaking our truth is it's safe. We can ask for what we need. We can speak where we're at. And even though someone may get upset, we know that it's for the highest good of all. And that honoring this part of ourselves is going to make us more loving, more compassionate, stronger in our ability to be in the world in a healthy way. And it's going to serve others to be able to speak their truth. So you can be here in whatever way you want, little one. And I so honor you. And there's a new way. So I'm so excited about this new way of working with the conditioning as an entity, a being in herself. She is this, we all have this frozen child inside of us. And that's where we're acting out of our not self. It's the subconscious mind that's running the show. It's causing our behaviors that we don't like. It's causing our habits, our addictions, our self-sabotaging, destructive behaviors, this little one. And all they want is to be heard and seen and felt like they've never been before. And you are the one who can see and feel and hear your little one. And there's just magic in recognizing this possibility. And that's what we're all looking for. We are looking for ourselves, truly. And it's what will allow us to receive these huge energies of all the emotions that have been stuck in our bodies. And not only that, but when we feel these stuck emotions, it frees them and it heals the body. So not only is he helping me connect with my little one, but he's also helping me connect with my higher self, and we're calling it a team, and I'm feeling them more and more in this work. It's like you're not alone. Really, we're not alone. We have our subconscious little one, we have our higher self, our soul, and we have a team of helpers and angels that are on realms that we cannot see. And ultimately, it's all ourself. And ultimately, none of it exists. But it's been so useful to go into this area and to form this deep, intimate relationship with the part of me that's been crying out for attention. And it's a very beautiful place, and it's also, right now, it's very delicate. So the life is, I'm a 6'2" and manifestor, so I don't interact with that many people, and it's so perfect because when I go out and I interact, I can really feel the energetics and the dynamics and the intricacies of what's going on. And then it helps me to, see more clearly the mechanics of the program and the karma that's cycling around for me, to become clearer and more refined and align more with my true self. So yeah, just this precious, precious little one inside. They are, they are in pain, and they are the fractured parts of ourselves. And it's that part of ourself is the doorway into the freedom that we want, into the awakening, into the fullness and wholeness of our true self, which is always here, always available, and yet so seemingly elusive a lot of the time because of all the layers and the layers of conditioning that's, it's, what is it? It's clouding our perspective of reality. So the more that we come into this truth that there's nothing outside of ourself, and the process of deconditioning is a process of realizing that there is nothing outside of ourselves, that we are the ones that we've been looking for, that it's not out there, and that anything that's triggering us that seems to be out there is actually our own self cycling around karma for the possibility to receive what hasn't been received for however many lifetimes. And so this is super intense work. It takes a heart of gold, and it takes serious devotion and a serious desire and hunger for truth to really go through all of this, because the stuff that's been repressed, whoa, it seems very dark, it seems very heavy, and it is, but it's the highest service to humanity to receive yourself and to do this work. So regarding the open emotional center and the people pleasing, the more that I go inside and feel and connect with the little one that's talking to me through my body, and see her, feel her, receive her, and reparent her, the more the behaviors of my vehicle will shift, so that I will speak my truth. I will have the courage to speak my truth. I will see what's really going on. And so it's not about changing anything mentally in my behavior, saying I need to do this better next time. It's about receiving the gift of every single thing, and then watching not only the play shift outside to reflect more of the beauty and the love that I am, but to watch my character change also, and to become stronger and less of a people pleaser, and coming into the power of what this design is here to do, which is awesome design. I'm stoked, and it's like terrifying at the same time. And what does it look like to really just like speak as an ego manifestor all the time out in the world and not give a fuck what anybody thinks? And yeah, and those six is a role model, so I'm here to do it from my heart, from compassion and kindness. And the only way to come into that compassion and kindness is to have that compassion and kindness for myself first. Okay, my lovely manifestors, thanks for watching. Peace out from the rooftop in Mount Shasta. Lots of love on your journey home.